You know, my last place, there was no basement railing to go down the steps. It would flood. See, housing, it says, must be habitable. It would flood. Electrical lines on the floor could have electrocuted people. Huh. Yeah. $100,000 over a time period. Yup. I am done. I'm done being monitored, followed, stalked, harassed, knocked out with torture devices, hit in the heart with torture devices. I woke up and couldn't even feel my legs. I had to crawl to my fucking phone. I'm ready to take a polygraph test for the United States Attorney General, Supreme Court, Congress, Senate, any of them. Let's brighten it up a little bit. Rented an apartment. The guy that lived here before me, it took him 4 months to move out. One room is 15 by 20 or 15 by 18. The room that is mine is 10 by 15. I'm done. I'm done being tortured and letting people aid and abet in that. I don't care if they let people out a fucking door before I go out mine. They only know because they're watching me on a camera. Let it be a pinhole camera, a Wi-Fi camera. They can see it on their damn phones or Wi-Fi TVs. I am done. I'm done being part of a science experiment where everybody else gets paid gift cards, cash, money, everything. I'm tired of it. Just to see if I'll flip out and actually injure someone. Well, you gotta break in and get caught in my apartment in order for me to do something like that. On the street? Nope. I'm done. I paid, even at the low end, I paid $96,000. I could have bought a condo. People have ruined my clothes by this. They could have started fires. This is my last one. I'm going to go through nicotine withdrawal real soon because of the fucking stress. Then I'm really gonna be an asshole and people aren't gonna like me. I was always told you had to pay taxes on $600 or more. Yep. So my clothes gets ruined. My time gets taken away. I've had fluids come out of my mouth while knocked unconscious. Blood. Tears. Because my body was going through convulsions. And then dried to my face. I had to crawl to get my phone off the charger in the kitchen. Because I could not feel my legs all the way up to my knees and a little bit past. Well, that was my last drag. I didn't want to have to call these people. Two wrongs do not make a right, and they keep making wrong after wrong after wrong. Doesn't matter that I'm widowed and have 3 kids. Nope. I'm starting to think the frequencies and shit or the remote neural monitoring is what killed my wife. I mean, since she died just 5 months after I had my first stroke and seizure. Mine was on May 20th, 2012. She passed away on October 20th, 2012. Isn't that something? Same day, just 5 months apart. I let my judgment get the better of me, considering I thought I knew people. I just can't take it anymore, so now I have to do what it takes at any cost. I mean, I was the only one that paid rent at the last place. No one else. Bunch of bums. I'm pretty sure there's a wireless camera, pinhole camera. Somehow I'm watched and seen in my own apartment where I'm supposed to have privacy. Be left alone, peace and quiet. Instead, I have my Fourth Amendment. My Second Amendment's been taken. Now I know why it's been taken. I've done work in the Pentagon, the U.S. Treasury, the Marshals Building, the Treasury in D.C. Every military base in Maryland I've done work at. Oh, yeah, I also did work in a nuclear power plant. They don't just let anybody in. I had to pass a background check to get in. I had to have some kind of clearance to be able to go do work at these places. I'm tired of being knocked unconscious for hours. I was up at 6 till 6:30, maybe 7. No, 6:30 to 6:40, and then knocked out. Missed alarm, 2:30 a.m. I'm tired of my shit being ruined. I'm tired of my time being taken away. I'm tired of waking up with dried tears because my body was in convulsions. Some kind of fluid is coming out the side of my mouth. It's not natural for people to fall asleep sitting straight up. I'm done. People think it's a joke until there's a letter that comes in the mail. Seems like the whole damn community is in on it. Now see, as the day progresses, I'm gonna start spewing more and more. Torture. Taking over of one's mind. Well, remote neural monitoring is taking over of one's mind. Here, I'll give you the definitions. Both manuals reiterated that no person in the custody or under the custody, regardless of physical torture shall be subject to torture or cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment in accordance with and as defined in U.S. law. Let me click that. Applying beatings, electric shock, burns, other forms of pain, waterboarding, working dogs, hypothermia, mock executions. Torture in all forms is banned by the 1948, which the United States participated in drafting. Geneva Convention, Human Rights, International Convention on Civil Political Rights. To prevent and punish torture. Law defines torture as during an armed conflict as a war crime. I'm not even armed. My Second Amendment was taken away. And even preventing and prosecuting war crimes is continually liable under the command responsibility doctrine. Police brutality. The officer was convicted and sentenced to 30 years in prison. United Nations Committee Against Torture. In 1983, Texas Sheriff James Parker and 3 of his deputies were convicted for conspiring to use waterboarding to force confessions.